Hello, my name is Annette from Whitehorse Manningham Libraries, and I would like to welcome you to this Introduction to Findmypast session, where I will show you how to find records of your family members and ancestors. Findmypast is a family history and genealogy website with over 8 billion historical records from around the world, including over 50 million records for Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea and the Pacific Islands. Normally, Findmypast is only available for use in the library. However, while the library is closed during the coronavirus pandemic, Findmypast will be available to use from your home with your Whitehorse Manningham Libraries membership. To access Findmypast via the Whitehorse Manningham Libraries website, open your internet browser and type in www.wml.vic.gov.au. Click on Library Catalogue. Then click Login here under the heading Family History Online Resources. Enter your library card number with no spaces next to borrower ID or username, and then your library password. If you are not sure what your password is, contact your local Whitehorse Manningham Library branch and they will reset it for you. Now click on the Findmypast logo. This will take you to the Findmypast login page. Type in the email address whitehorseau@findmypast.com.au and the password FMP, capital letters, 2020 and click Login. This will take you to the Findmypast homepage. Here you can see the types of records that are available for searching on Findmypast. These include birth, marriage and deaths, census records, military, newspaper, parish, migration records and directories. Now I am going to demonstrate for you 4 ways you can conduct searches in Findmypast. Firstly, there is the basic search. As you can see here on the left hand side, there is an option to search all records where you can add details such as first and last names and when and where the person was born. This gives you a nice broad search and is a really good place to start if you're not sure exactly what you are looking for yet. For example, I will do a search for the gold prospector James Nash. James Nash, discoverer of the Gympie goldfield, was born in 1834 in Wiltshire, England, and migrated to Australia at age 23. I have now entered some of his details, and you can see here that I am keeping my search criteria nice and broad, so it will be interesting to see what results we get. As you can see here, we have a large number of results. If I would like to narrow my results further, I can also add year of death and a location. Here there is a search radius, which I can adjust to broaden my results if needed. As you can see now, we have narrowed our results to 534, and the information on this one looks like it matches what we know about James. So let's have a look and see what we have here. On the right, you can see 2 black buttons. If I click on the left one, that will open up the transcription of the record. We can see that it is a census record, and it tells us here that at the time of the census, James was 7 years old. The really useful information here though is that it tells us the names of other family members. I already knew his father's name was Michael and his mother's name was Elizabeth, but I didn't know the names of the other family members that are most likely to be James's brothers. If I would like to keep a copy of this record, I can click here to add it to my family tree, but as I haven't already created one, it is giving me that option first. I will talk a bit about family trees later. I can also print a copy of this record should I choose to do so. If I click on View Image, this will open up an image of the actual record. Now, if I go back to the search page and click on this button on the right, this will also open up an image of the record. Even though you have the transcript, it is always a good idea to have a look at the original because there might be some extra details that aren't on the transcript. Sometimes on either side of an image you might see tiny little white arrows. Click on these to move through multiple pages. You also have the option to print or download the image to your computer by clicking on either of these icons at the bottom of the screen. Just a word here about wildcard searching. Name-related issues when searching online family history records include misspelled first names, incorrect transcriptions, evolving surnames, etc. A solution to this can be to do a wildcard search. When you want to use a wildcard, select a letter in the name you're searching and replace it with either an asterisk or a question mark. An asterisk can replace 0 or more letters, whereas a question mark can only replace a single letter. It is also possible to use more than one wildcard in the same field. For example, if we search the last name John with a deployed wildcard character in place of the letter H, and we put one after the N, results would include variation of the names Johnson and Johnston, including those spelt with or without an H. On the other hand, using a question mark instead limits the wildcard to just one character. For instance, if we think one of our Smith family members may have been recorded as SMYTH, we can use SM?TH. This will pick up both spellings of Smith, both the one with an I and the one with a Y. The second way you can search is via category. You would use this type of search if you wanted to search specific records such as military, parish or migration records, for example. In the menu bar at the top of the screen, click on Search and then choose a category. You can also access this feature by clicking on Advanced Search under Search All Records. For this example, we are going to choose birth, marriage, death and parish, and we are going to change this to world, as James lived in both England and Australia. I am also going to add in the details I already know about James, including his birth, death dates and marriage dates. If I wanted to, I could also select a subcategory here, such as civil births, civil deaths, civil marriages, parish baptisms, etc. Filtering by record set within birth, marriage, death and parish is also available here. We now have 22 results to view. Now we can look to find those records that match with the information we already know about James Nash. If I click on this top record here, I can see that it is the transcript of the marriage record of James and his wife Catherine. This is useful in that it shows us the exact date of marriage and his wife's full name. What you can also do, which is quite useful, is rather than having to set up a brand new search, Scroll down on the left-hand side to change the category or subcategory again. For example, I could change this here to Australia and New Zealand and select electoral rolls under census, land and surveys. As you can see, we have 263 results, and I'm going to select this electoral roll record from 1912 as I know James was living in Gympie at the time. This record gives me details as to where James was living in 1912 and what his occupation was. Interestingly, his occupation is listed as magazine keeper. I was curious about this, so after doing some further research, I found out that in 1888, after James lost his money from his gold discoveries through unwise investments, the government graciously made him Gympie's powder magazine keeper at £100 a year. The third way you can search is using all record sets, and this is the way to search if you want to be really specific. To access these, click on Search in the navigation bar at the top of the screen and then click on All Record Sets. Now I can type in the type of record set that I am looking for. For this example, I am going to type in deaths, and I will change this here to Australia and New Zealand. If I select Queensland deaths 1829 to 1964, I am directed to this page where I can enter the details of the person I am looking for. Again, I am going to use James Nash as my example. I will now click here to view my results. I have one result, and the information shown is a match for the information I already have for James, so I know this is a record for the James Nash I am searching for. If I would like to save this search to use later for my research, I can click Save this search here. It now saves to my Saved Searches, which is accessed via my account. I can view the transcript of this record by clicking on the black button on the right. I will now show you another couple of record sets you might find helpful. First is the 1939 Register. The 1939 Register provides a snapshot of the civilian population of England and Wales just after the outbreak of the Second World War. As the 1931 census for England and Wales was destroyed by fire during the Second World War, and no census was taken in 1941, the Register provides the most complete survey of the population of England and Wales between 1921 and 1951. Making it an extremely useful resource if you are searching for English or Welsh family members. Another very useful record set if you are interested in the social history aspects of your family search is the Findmypast photo collection. You can access this by clicking on Search, then All Record Sets, then typing in Photo Collection in the search box. Click on Findmypast photo collection to access 8,515 records. Here you have the option to search the photos by keyword, year, subject or country. The fourth way to search is via newspapers. This type of search is particularly useful if you are looking for social history information. To access it, click on Search at the top of your screen and then select Newspapers and Periodicals. There are a couple of options for searching here. At the top left, you can enter first and last names, and you can also add a keyword as well. For this example, I am going to search for articles about Dame Nellie Melba, the famous Australian opera singer. Here I will enter Nellie Melba in the name fields and click search. You can see my search returned 4,009 British newspaper articles that contain the name Nellie Melba. I can narrow my search results further by selecting date, place, county, newspaper and article type. Now I can scan through the results to see if there is anything there I am looking for. I am just going to open up this one here from The Graphic, a London newspaper dated 17th of May 1919. If I click on the camera button on the right hand side of the screen, it opens a digitised copy of the original article. This article discusses Dame Nellie Melba's much anticipated upcoming performance in La Boheme at Covent Garden and her work during the war. It also includes a photograph of her in costume, which is fantastic. I can move the page up, down and side to side and zoom in and out using these buttons on the left hand side of the screen. There are also options here to download or print the page. Searching for funeral notices for relatives or ancestors in newspapers can be useful, as they often list the spouses and children's names and sometimes other family members. So this can give you this information, or it can be used to cross-reference information gained from birth, death and marriage and census records, etc. You've also got the option here to search by keyword. For example, if you wanted to research the Titanic, you could put the Titanic in as a keyword. You can also change from British newspapers to US and world newspapers. You can also filter by dates. If you know a particular newspaper that you want to search, you can also add that in as well. But again, it's always good to be broad to begin with, and you can always add more search criteria in as you go. You might be wondering what this periodical source index is here. The periodical source index indexes articles in genealogy and history magazines, newsletters and journals dating back to the 1700s. Sometimes the index entries link to the digitised articles they reference, but only a small percentage of articles are online to date. However, it is a good starting point for further research. I now want to show you another couple of really great features of Findmypast. To see the records you have viewed, click on My Records in the navigation bar at the top of the screen. This is the area of the site where all your previously viewed records are stored. Here you can quickly access recently viewed records without having to repeat a search, add and edit research notes on records, and add certainty ratings and tags to keep your research organised. I should point out here that as we are using the library's Findmypast login, you will see not only the records you have searched, but also the records viewed by other people using the library's Findmypast login details. Findmypast also allows you to create a family tree where you can store your research and preserve your family story. To create a tree, click on Family Tree in the navigation bar at the top of the screen. Click on Create a Tree and Findmypast will walk you through setting up a tree. There is also an option here to import a tree you may have created on another genealogy website. For privacy reasons, you are currently unable to create a family tree using the library's login to Findmypast. However, if you have your own personal paid subscription to Findmypast, this option will be available to you. To learn more about setting up a family tree, go to Help and More and click on Build Your Family Tree to view user guides that will help you develop your tree. When you have finished your Findmypast session, go to My Account and click Log Out. Okay, so that is an introduction to searching on Findmypast. Thank you for watching and best of luck with your family search.